During CEDRIC NDILIMA's Babu's burial, General MOUNERS Kainerugaba came in a military camouflage. As very many people can take it slightly simple, but in politics nothing is done by mistake. Remember, it was a weekend. Normally military camouflages are put on during duty. But General MOUNERS came in a military chopper as a CDF, and he came in a military camouflage. You know, there are some messages that can be passed to some people without necessarily speaking. You remember, whenever the opposition came out on the street to protest, General Museveni used to come and address the nation in military camouflage. Even General MOUNERS has mastered this art. I know for sure General MOUNERS does not have a lot of power, at least by now, but he's faking it until he makes it. I know by virtue of being the CDF, you have some little power, but he wants to show as if he has a lot of power. That's why he normally comes out to tweet things which I think breaks the constitution, which portray him as the strongest person in the country, who can abduct anyone, who can jail anyone, who can capture anyone, basing on the tweets. So for him coming in a military camouflage during NDILIMA's burial, it sends a message that he is in charge. So in this episode, I've come to talk about what it means for General MOUNERS coming in a military attire during CEDRIC NDILIMA's burial, what it means for our politics, and most importantly, the study materials we can learn from the politics of our nation. But before I do this, I want to let you know that if you are new to this channel, please subscribe. And if you are watching this video from a different platform, please head on to YouTube, type in Sura Mawagale. There's a lot of content of this nature. If geopolitics and economics is what you want, this will be definitely the right channel for you to subscribe to. So you all know CEDRIC NDILIMA's Babu has been on the executive of the PLU, Pilau, an organization which was made by the first time to push him to the realms of power. I know for sure that in 2026, General Museveni was going to relinquish power to his son, MOUNERS Kainerugaba. But I think as an elder, he sat down and saw that MOUNERS was so excited by how he treated and moved. And it was not the right time for him to relinquish power to his son. I know it is sad because power is not supposed to be relinquished. Power is supposed to be given by the people. But even after spending billions of money in promoting the MUHOOZI, people never bought that idea. It's the reason as to why he's coming out hard to portray as if he's going to grab power, to portray that he can capture anyone, so that he can instill fear in the masses, so that he can insubordinate the people. Even when he was coming to bury his friend, he came in a military attire. That military attire symbolizes authority, because he wanted to come as one of the biggest people in the ceremony. It's the reason as to why even in the ceremony he towered high about everyone. Imagine if he had come in a suit or a casual wear, it would have sounded differently. I think a person who told him to wear military attire did well on his side, because he wanted to portray power. Before I proceed, I want to first play a tape when he was arriving in a military chopper. Here's the tape. That is MOUNERS Kainerugaba. Even away from that, he made a speech, okay? In a military attire, he came with a lot of bodyguards, putting on military camouflages, okay? He's a CDF, right? But in such ceremonies, I would expect someone to come maybe in a casual wear or in a suit. because it was on the weekend. Putting on a meat attire, you show as if you're on duty. So he wanted to portray as if I was coming on duty. And by the way, it worked, because MUHOOZI is faking it until he makes it. So it is working for him, that is being seen as the strong man. That's why everyone was running at him. Okay? He even made a speech. One of the weakest point of General Moses Karugaba, he doesn't know how to make speeches. He's weak at that, despite having written it. And by the way, in politics, one of the things that make you a great politician is being able to make speeches, because a politician is able to convince those he speaks to. Moses Karugaba is zero in making speeches, despite being written. Okay? The reason I keep on telling people that is, even the modest one now he gives speeches, you may think he doesn't know how to speak. That's the truth. Second, he doesn't know how to speak any local language. I've followed General Moses Karugaba. Even when he goes to his home area, Mbarara, he will never address a gathering in Runyankole for 3 minutes. Even during the ceremony, he never addressed the people in the local language. Imagine if he would speak in the local language. Someone should teach him a local language. But at that age, I don't think he'll ever learn. I know he may hear the language, but not able to speak. In fact, let me leave you with a speech of General Moses Karugaba. Here's a tape.
Mama Chigongo, CEDRIC sisters, and the rest of the family members, friends and relatives, all of you distinguished mourners. This is a very difficult day for some of us, losing our brother, CEDRIC. CEDRIC, I have known CEDRIC as all my memories are with CEDRIC. He has lived a good life, and that is borne out by all these people who have come to attend his funeral. CEDRIC was a loyal friend. You could count on him in any situation. When I heard that he got heart complications when he was in Rwanda, I was confident that he was going to pull through. Interestingly, he came to see me a few days before he went to Kigali. And we had a long chat with him. It was rare because we would always meet, but we'd normally meet in meetings and public areas. So it had been quite some time for CEDRIC to come home. He came to where I stay in Entebbe, and we had a long chat. We talked about life, we talked about family. He told me his plans for the future. I didn't know that the man had come to say bye-bye. And that was the last time I was going to see him. So when I heard that he had heart complications, I was confident that he was going to recover. But God had other plans, and we have lost CEDRIC. I first learned of his illness. No, I thank the family members. I thank Mama Chigongo. I thank Yvette, I thank all the family members who kept me abreast with CEDRIC's situation. They really have done everything they could to save their son, to save their brother. As I said, we have come a long way, me and CEDRIC. We started in Nairobi.
That is MUHOOZI Karugaba. You can judge for yourself. General MUHOOZI does not know how to make speeches. That's the truth. And I think he also knows that the only thing he buttresses on to become president may be to capture power. That's why he tweets those tweets which are scary, so that he can subjugate the people. Of course, that's more opinion. Do make us by commenting about this. Thank you very much for listening in. If this is your first time on this YouTube channel, I implore you to subscribe, like, and comment so that I can be motivated to do more of such videos. I'll see you on another one. Peace.
Nange benjagala obulungi.